How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a minute since I've made a video, but felt like it was a good time to update on my main account and the new one defense pure account for Pking that I just started about 3-4 days ago. So I'm gonna run through just a quick update of the new Pking account and kind of why I decided to make it first, and then we'll get over to kind of what I got going on for the rest of the accounts. So to start off with, I had always kind of wanted to get into Pking and just never really had an account that I could commit to enough. I had started on my main account and was going to make a Zerker Pure out of it, but definitely not the easiest account to start making out for Pking if you are new to it and don't really know what you're doing. So kind of strayed away from that, and it turned into a main fairly quick. The questing was going decent, but I definitely got bored of questing and didn't commit to it enough. But which brings us to now. Recently, I was kind of getting bored of training and not necessarily doing enough stuff on this account. My stats were getting higher, but I really need to train out my combat stats before I can start bossing. So I was kind of getting not necessarily bored with the game, but just wanted something to kind of spice it up, and so we started this account. It's a pretty common Pking account, especially for beginners. If you're really interested on a good video on how to start up, Framed he's a YouTuber. He makes a lot of Pking videos about RuneScape, so I would suggest you go over and watch some of his videos. That's really what this account is based off of, as far as account build and account type, and mainly just the training method in general. I've kind of done a couple things different as far as gear or the method of training, but more or less it's been the same. And I would suggest, if you're going to make this account, yes, you can do it in free to play, but your training is going to go a lot quicker, and it's going to be a lot more efficient if you just do it in members. So I went ahead and bought just a month membership for this account, and I think within the first day I had 45 attack, 30 strength, and 30 or at least 20, I think 20 range, and then obviously 25 magic, which I'm not really training magic right now. In the future, I might go ahead and train magic up, depending on what kind of Pking account this needs to turn into. But for now, it's just the very basic 1 defense, 50 attack. So my basic setup will end up being, magic short bow, or potentially some sort of throwing knife into a rune crossbow with dragonstone bolts. And then Gmaul would be the spec weapon. Again, really basic or common beginner Pking account, but that's kind of why I want to do it. Is I won't risk too much, especially with the 1 defense, and be able to make a little bit of money, especially off of emblems and bounty hunter worlds and stuff like that. So really looking forward to that. This account is going really quick. I just need to get range up to about 60 before I start messing around with Pking. And then the end goal will definitely be around 70 range, then the 50 attack, 60 strength, and then we'll really start getting into a little bit more Pking and make some videos eventually down the road, assuming it all goes well. It'll be my first time actually Pking, so I'm sure I'll die quite a bit. But with this account, it is easy to Gmaul spec people. You're gonna die a lot, but you're also gonna get a lot of kills. So mainly just have fun with the game. Coming over here to the main account, we have Nightmare Zone going, like I kind of mentioned. Just trying to train up my combat stats so that way I can eventually start bossing a little bit more reasonably. My range is at a decent amount. Level 87 isn't bad. You can kind of start bossing with that, but as far as defense goes, definitely not where you'd want it. You want 75 to 80. Base 80s is really where you can start kind of getting into bossing and being a little bit more efficient with it. But I think you can start having fun and start messing around with bossing with at least base 70s, if not 75, which is what I'm kind of going for here. I know God War is pretty tough to get very many kills unless you have a friend that has like 99 strength, or 99 defense to tank. It's pretty tough to get into it and actually get a fair amount of kills. Like I said, that you're not as efficient. So just training that up, and when I was doing this, I kind of wanted to work on both at the same time, and it's working really well. I can look at my phone and AFK. They're both really AFKable. Sand crabs. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done sand crabs before. It's pretty common, and you know how AFK that could be. So being able to feel like I'm also getting some working on my main is really nice. All you have to really do is just I'm flicking my quick prayers, and I have my quick prayer set up right now with the rapid reheal, I believe. Yep, rapid heal, and that just pretty much resets my my health heal timer. So every like minute or 90 seconds or whatever it is, or even, I mean, you can do it before, it shows how close it is for me going up 1 HP. So I'll just go ahead and flick it on and off, and it resets that timer. Keeps you at a lower HP. So you're obviously with Darox, you do have, you know, part of that special, that proc or special hit that it does is, you know, is dependent off of your HP. So being as low as HP as possible will, you know, increase your hits and your overall XP, which is what we're going for. So use the overload method. That way it helps you get you down to not only 1 HP, but also boost your combat stats. So that way, obviously, we're not spending real GP. We're spending Nightmares of points instead of real GP on, you know, replacement for like super attack or super combat, stuff like that, that you'd actually have to spend real GP on in order to boost up your stats. And then the absorption potions are just so I don't take any damage. I don't have to do the prayer method or anything like that. You could bring an ancient mace, and when a power surge pops up, you could use that, and then you could flick your prayer throughout the process. But since I'm really just AFKing both accounts right now, I'm not doing anything with flicking, maybe Eagle Eye with range or any of these super, ultimate strength or any stuff like that. I don't have piety or anything, so it's not as, necessary. It wouldn't make that big of a difference. Obviously, a little bit of prayer boost is helpful, but in the grand scheme of things, I just prefer to, AFK and then maybe look at my phone. So yeah, that's kind of the update for right now. I'm looking forward to getting this account up to speed. It really shouldn't take much longer to get those basic, that 50 attack, 60 strength, and 60 range, to start messing around with Pking, and kind of make some videos about that, because that will definitely be fun. And then hopefully, I can get these stats up a little bit higher and not too long, and that way I can actually start doing some bossing and maybe make some decent GP and get some better armor that I've been looking forward to for a while. Upgrading obviously all your amulet and ring slots. I need to work on getting the Barrow's gloves. I'm super close to getting them. Just haven't taken the time. I think, let's see, 150, where am I at? 153 quest points. I think I need 165. And just by doing the sub quests, I think I'd be really close to that, along with a couple other ones. I just completed Monkey Madness 2 not too long ago, so that was a nice quest to kind of get out of the way. Definitely some good XP and stuff that I gained out of that. But yeah, so that's just kind of the update. Definitely look forward to making some more videos about, Pking or bossing in general with this account, or with both of these accounts. And then in the future, we'll see if Pking goes well with that. We can make a lot of videos and start to, upgrade this account to a little bit higher strength and range stats, and maybe even start mixing in a little bit of magic. So stay tuned, and look forward to hearing some feedback about what you guys might want to see. Actually, one more thing before we go, I'll show you. I'm only getting 63k attack XP right now, which might have something to do with my boss setup. I'll have to look into that. I know that there's, more efficient ways. The more bosses you have, the more points you get as far as Nightmare Zone goes, but there's also different bosses that have, lower defense and stuff like that in order to get more XP. So I'm really here for the XP. Don't care as much about the points. Yes, I still have to imbue more of my my jewelry per se, so like my Berserker ring and my Archer's ring and stuff like that. But really not too concerned about imbuing those right at this moment. So it's more about the XP for me. So 63k is a little on the low side. I know some people claim to get around 100. So yeah, I'll have to look into that. But other than that, this kind of just shows that, yeah, you can get about 63. Expect, minimum 50 to 100k. Just AFKing with Darox. And then if you come on over here, let's see what we have at Sand Crabs. And given this is with low levels, so it's obviously not going to be as impressive. So just about 25k, and that's with me, probably missing a couple kills, and also being in just a two crab spot right now, since I am a little bit lower. It's not as necessary to have, 3 or run and pick all of them up, just because I'm not gonna kill them fast enough for it to matter. They're all gonna spawn relatively quick in this one spot here. I always just come to here for the two crab spawn. But sorry, going back to this, yeah, 25k, and that is with 39 strength, 45 attack, and 1 defense. So I mean, not bad given the circumstances. I think you can kind of max out around 50k here, but again, pretty good setup for just AFKing and sitting on your phone. So that's, yeah, I'll go ahead and end the video here, but just the update. Wanted to let you know that I'm still interested in making videos and hopefully come out with some cool stuff in the future. All right, thanks for watching.